Nebraska's 2026 primary election on May 12th offers voters a chance to hold accountable the politicians who coordinated a wave of lies about the January 29th Fremont High School anti-ICE protest incident. Instead, the opposite is happening. The same Republican incumbents and establishment candidates who rushed to condemn the teenage driver of the red SUV, despite clear video evidence showing the female student protester running directly into the vehicle under adult supervision at a school-sponsored protest, are positioned to win easily, with several running completely unopposed. Mike Flood stands out as the most vocal and most shameless of the group. As the owner of fake news channel Nebraska, through Flood Communications, he seeded the misleading video clip that the rest of the delegation then amplified. He posted his own statement using his station's footage, then watched his colleagues repost the exact same clip with nearly identical talking points. Flood is running unopposed in the Republican primary for U.S. House District 1. Nebraska voters have no alternative on the ballot to remove him unless they write in a candidate. His coordinated response to the Fremont incident, falsely framing the driver as the aggressor who hit a peaceful protester, was not an isolated error. It was a calculated move to protect the immigrant customer base that keeps his Spanish-language stations, Radio Lobo, Fiesta 94.5 FM, Telemundo Nebraska, profitable, and to signal allegiance to the agricultural and investment interests that rely on cheap immigrant labor. The rest of the delegation followed the same dishonest script. Senator Pete Ricketts, Senator Deb Fischer, Representative Don Bacon, Representative Adrian Smith, Governor Jim Pillen, and even Omaha Mayor John Ewing all released statements within a 24-hour window using nearly identical language. Political violence is never okay. Preserve the ability of people to safely protest, and Nebraska is better than this. They all had access to the same multiple-angle videos that showed the student running into the SUV's path and the driver fleeing a hostile mob. They all chose to lie anyway, criminalizing a teenager while protecting the anti-ICE protesters and the illegal immigrant organizations they indirectly supported. None of them issued a retraction or correction after police citations proved no charges for hitting or assaulting anyone. Omaha's local fake news media played a central role in amplifying the politicians' coordinated lies about the Fremont incident. Stations like CAM-TV Channel 3, WOWT Channel 6, and KETV Channel 7 all ran the story as their lead coverage for days, repeating the same false narrative pushed by the lying politicians, and reporters across these outlets and others echoed the politicians' talking points, claiming the teenage driver hit or assaulted a peaceful protester, even though they had the same multiple-angle video evidence clearly showing the female student running directly into the SUV's path. This was not independent journalism. It was collusion. The Omaha fake news machine took the misleading clips and statements from Mike Flood's fake news channel Nebraska and the coordinated politician posts, repackaged them as local reporting, and fed the falsehood straight to viewers, further stigmatizing the driver while protecting the anti-ICE protesters and the immigrant labor interests that benefit the politicians' donor networks. These are the same politicians Nebraska voters are expected to renominate on May 12th. Many of the top races feature unopposed or heavily favored Republican incumbents and establishment candidates. Even those who did not post public statements on the Fremont incident share the same sentiment and were part of the broader government apparatus at the time. All of them are complicit in the coordinated response that defended illegal immigrants and their organizations while trying to criminalize a young Nebraska driver who stood up to a mob. Nebraska voters are essentially stuck with these lying, clueless, and corrupt politicians. The Republican primary offers almost no opposition in key races. The system has produced a slate of establishment figures who have repeatedly failed on major issues: COVID policies, border security, BLM-related unrest, election integrity, bathroom debates, and now the Fremont incident. Yet because of low voter turnout, apathy, and the lack of primary challengers, these same faces are poised to cruise through the May 12th primaries and likely win the general election. The Fremont anti-IC protest was a minor local incident between two teenagers. It did not require statewide or national intervention. Yet these politicians used it to grandstand, push pro-immigrant talking points, and protect the cheap labor interests that benefit their donors in agriculture, meatpacking, and investment circles. Their coordinated lies, amplified by local fake news media in Omaha, showed their true allegiances, not to Nebraska citizens or truth, but to the networks of farm associations, investment companies, and immigrant labor-dependent businesses that keep their power intact. Nebraska has the chance on May 12th to demand change. Instead, the ballot offers the same liars and losers who lied about clear video evidence in the Fremont incident. Mike Flood, the biggest liar of them all, isn't even facing a challenger. The rest of the delegation is heavily favored or unopposed. Nebraska voters are left with write-in options or the grim reality of re-electing the very politicians who proved they will lie on camera to protect their financial and political interests. This is the state of Nebraska politics in 2026. A closed system where coordinated lies about a high school accident reveal the deeper corruption. And voters have almost no meaningful way to hold the guilty parties accountable. The Fremont incident didn't just expose two teenagers in a chaotic moment. It exposed the rotten core of Nebraska's political class and the apathetic system that keeps them in power.